Good morning. This is February 22nd, 2019. This is a special full board meeting in beautiful downtown Albany. Present today are Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Ford, Commissioner Fan, all in Albany, along with Deputy Commissioner of Licensing Held, and myself, Secretary Donahue. In New York City is General Counsel Riano. The only item on today's calendar is a request from Counsel's Office for a summary suspension order. So the item is 412A, Big Daddy Stationery and Grocery Corp.
Good morning. We are here on serial number 1310550, Big Daddy Stationery and Grocery Corp, under case number 132143. Essentially, in the last 4 months, the 4 months that this premises has had a liquor license, it has drawn the attention of New York City Police because of numerous complaints, quality of life issues, and numerous problems related to illegal activity that present an imminent danger to the health, safety, and welfare of the surrounding community. Before I get into the incident at hand, I do want to make sure that I reiterate this license was issued on October 16th of 2018. So in just a very short period of time, we have a number of very serious incidents beginning on January 4th, 2019, where at 4 in the afternoon, an individual female was assaulted with a scalpel, causing a laceration to her face. The principal licensee was present at the location and was very reluctant to help in identifying the perpetrators to the NYPD. On January 11th of 2019, an inspection was conducted at this location. The principal again was there, and a number of unstamped and untaxed cigarettes were found, which, obviously by itself is not the worst violation, but shows a continuing pattern of disregard for the laws of the state of New York. On January 18th of 2019, fencing operation was conducted at the establishment, where an employee of the establishment was able to purchase a stolen Apple iWatch from an undercover officer. They also were able to find another quantity of untaxed cigarettes, which then led to a search warrant, which was executed on February 15th of 2019. During the execution of that search warrant, one 9mm pistol loaded with 9 cartridges was discovered. 62 9mm cartridges were discovered. One additional pistol was discovered. A blank was discovered. An imitation pistol was discovered. A magazine was discovered. There were several dozen types of cigarettes that were either untaxed or had, I believe, fake New York State taxation stamps on them. And based on our sources, this location is well known as a location where stolen goods are sourced and then sold for resale, sourced and then stored for resale to patrons in the neighborhood. Obviously, the concern here is we have a licensee that just was opened, a licensee that in the short time they've been opened has violence on the premises, is unwilling and unable to cooperate with the police department in order to stem that violence, and obviously when the police go in, they find a cache of weaponry. I think there's very little question at this point that this licensee presents an imminent danger to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood and should be summarily suspended promptly.
So based on the police reports that I'm reading, maybe I'm reading them incorrectly. Do we clarify, were the guns inside the location or outside?
My understanding is that they were inside based on the information that was told to me.
By the police, or?
That was told by the police to one of my deputies.
And I assume they're all unlicensed.
I do not have that information, but I think that's a fair assumption to make. It is obviously something that we will need to continue to look into. However, obviously, when we're presented with this information, this is bad enough where I want to move quickly enough as we continue our investigation on our end to see what additional information we can uncover.
Well, just having read the police incident report, there were 3 guns. Only one was an actual firearm. The other one was an imitation, and one was a starter pistol. But obviously, the imitations can be just as dangerous as the real thing in the hands of someone who's trying to make it look like a real gun.
And based on what, like I said, our sources tell me, it seems like this is a location where people come in and look and he will even ask, can you source a stolen good for us? And then obviously they'll go back there, at a later time to get those goods. I think it's quite clear that they no longer possess the requisite character and are a threat, and therefore obviously should not be trafficking in alcohol.
Do we have details on items beyond the iWatch that were stolen property?
I believe that we may have those details. I'd have to double check and see. I do know that this is a rapidly developing case. We just received this information yesterday morning. Usually these things take a little bit more time to develop, but considering the severity, we obviously wanted to move as quickly as possible as we continue to develop the information we can.
Why did they take so long to get to us with this?
I believe the arrest date was just on the 15th, so that would be within a few days. I don't think that's actually too out of character.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
You ready to vote?
Yep.
Commissioner Fan,
Very disturbed by the fact that this licensee have only been selling alcohol for 4 months, probably been open maybe for a year, but I think just by definition having firearms and live rounds on the site is probably enough to be considered imminent threat to public health, welfare, and safety, so I vote to summarily suspend.
Commissioner Ford.
And I just might add to that, not just a weapon, but a loaded lethal weapon. Stolen goods, untaxed cigarettes, police attention. They didn't actually say it was a focal point yet, but it sounds like it was leading up to that. I guess we could probably extrapolate from that they were assault with a scalpel, blunt instrument. No question about it, the place is not functioning as a legal license it should, so I vote to summarily suspend.
Chairman?
I vote to summarily suspend on the same grounds.
All right, I have nothing else. Chairman, you have anything else?
No.
All right, and we are adjourned.